It's an echidna. Setting up your own bicycle workshop can be exciting and fun, but can also end up costing you quite a bit more than what you expected. In this video, I'm going to show you how I moved my entire workshop and the stock included into a new premises. And if you're setting up your own bicycle workshop, some handy hints on how you can save yourself some time and money. So this is all got to go. All that, all this. And all that, not including that though. We've got a few bikes and frames and wheels as well. Every man needs a shed, and I've been making the videos for the last 2 years in a shed. However, look at the dust on the shelf here. So if you are going to have your workshop in a shed, be prepared for dirt and dust. When transporting your heavier steel tools, don't use a cardboard box. It can easily break and you'll have tools all over the ground. Use heavier containers, plastic's good, even an esky. We've got all this sort of stuff now. All got to go as well. More delicate measuring tools and things. Let's put in a bag and I can fold cloth around it. Now to load up the trailer. In the back of the car. Takes so long. So here we are ready to unload, and John's done the truckies knot, all truckies knots. And I spent 27 years on a farm, and you'd think I'd be able to do and undo a truckies knot, but no, I didn't learn. Windy today, so this is an ordinary everyday 3-bedroom house. So we have like a lounge area, dining area, kitchen, and then out the back. And the rooms are down here. Ordinary bathroom, toilet and laundry, and then we've got 3 rooms. So there's one there, and this one here. Everything's a shambles at the moment, and this one here. So ordinary 3-bedroom, nothing special. But it's going to be for one person and a lot of bike stuff. Next is we lay the carpet squares down. So I've got to fill in a few more gaps yet. So I've got some spare squares down in the corner there. I'll cut up and fill the gaps. So that's the main wall. Get rid of the TV. These are cheapy shelving units you can buy from your hardware store. Benches, you can make a bench out of just about anything. This one here, the frame, it's an old piece of outdoor furniture. It was like a plastic wicker wrap all the way around. Took ages to unwrap it, and it was stapled on. You can see the industrial staple marks. So it's actually metal. It's all metal, and on top, the top is an old wardrobe door, cost me nothing, and a piece of leftover felt, carpety sort of stuff on top. Nice and black, lovely. They were throwing that out too. So then, and it's just screwed on with some screws. The whole thing cost me like about 50 cents just for the screws. Where you hang your tools on the pin-up board, a piece of wood with hooks in is fine to start with, but pegboard, this stuff, is really handy because if you can put tools around, you can organise it. Oh, it's not in the right spot, change it, organise it how you want, and you can keep on moving things around with the little hooks that come with it. So pegboard is, it'll cost you probably, you know, like $30 a sheet or something like that, but it's a great investment. Look after it because it's only made of a sort of a fibrous wood. But yeah, pegboard's the way to go to hang your tools. Now, white is what I had before, the white colour. I found white's good, really good, but it's a bit bright for video taking, so I'm going to paint it a grey, like a dark grey. Here I'm putting on the initial coat, but I'll put 2 coats on. In fact, I recommend it if you can, if you've got enough paint, put 3 coats on, because steel tools will chip and mark paintwork. So far like that, and we'll have some pegboard at the back, and always have a banana. Shelving is a must. If you can't afford shelving, then old cupboards or libraries with deeper shelving than normal is good. If you use mount-to-wall shelving, be aware that this shelving doesn't carry much weight. Steel shelving units like these are the best. They take lots of weight, you can change the shelving spacing, they bolt together to make just one unit and can easily be disassembled when required. Another thing is protect your floor. So at the base here you've got little rubber feet, put them on so it doesn't damage your floor. Or if you haven't got little rubber feet, use some extra, pick the carpet, put some under like that. Now if you do have the shelving, it's got little holes in the side here. And to keep these shelves nice and uniform together and to keep them strong all in one unit, use some little short nut and bolt like that with a wide head and a wide nut on there. And put 1, 2, or even just 2, but 1, 2, and on the back as well, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All done, nice and even and nice and strong, especially when you put some weight on there. So benches, pegboard and shelving. Don't know what I'm going to do about the air conditioner. Any ideas? Just stashing things to get it out of storage. Doesn't have to be exactly in the right position, I'll organise that later, but these things are handy. Plastic containers with drawers, they're only cheap, you can buy them from the local hardware store or cheap shops and things like that. Plastic drawers, this one's got paper, so you can tear off your paper, wipe your hands and stuff like that. And another one you can put compartments in. It's extremely handy for putting small fiddly bits in. And they stack. So figuring out the pegboard, there's 3 separate pieces. You can get one big piece if you want, but it's awkward to transport in your car from the hardware store. And so that's approximate height above the big benches. Bits of wood, very handy because this is a rental house, so rather than mark the walls, I'm going to put a frame up behind. It'll hold them all nicely together and square as well, but away from the wall, and put some light carpet or some felt on the back of the wood so it doesn't hurt the wall as well. So we've got ends, middle ones, and up, top and bottom as well. So all this framework will go behind the pegboard. So now we've got our benches and the pegboard pretty much set up and pretty much where we want it. Next thing is any electrical or plumbing you want to do. I'm not doing any water, any plumbing, so it's all electrical. So make sure you put your electrical outlets maybe up here or just underneath up here somewhere. It's almost sort of central. You can get these are cheap. That'll do, and an extension cord, and we've got some power then. Next is to hang your tools. I've got quite a few here, and then another container. All sorts of little hooky things. So you get these little pegboard hooky. There's all sorts of different designs. The hanging, slotting in. Probably best of these to lay your tools out on the bench, approximately how you want them, like cone spanners all together, bottom bracket tools in a different area, etc. Your screwdrivers all together, your sockets all together, separate as well. Measuring things, maybe up a bit higher. So sort out how you want it, not everybody's the same. I've already got some pre-done racks here for screwdrivers, torque wrench and sockets. Painted that as well. This is an older sort of style tool for the old bottom brackets and that. Probably not used as much these days, only on cheap bikes. So not sure if to hang them up or not. See if we've got enough space. Some adjustable wrenches are quite handy, but not that big. That's a big adjustable wrench. Probably won't use that on a bike much. So you can probably put that away in a drawer somewhere where it's seldom used, or put it in the shed. Just use the smaller ones. Now, screwdrivers, I already know where they go. Oh, goes in one of them. Bit tight. Maybe the paint. Might have to just drill that out a bit more. See if that one fits. It's a bit better. And the small one. Yep. So just drill out the bigger one. That's better. Jeweler's screwdrivers are handy. Usually flat head, medium, and I think this one needs replacing. Yep, that definitely needs replacing. So I'll do that soon. I'll just put it there for the time being. All your snippy type, plier type tools here. Make some snips there. Very long nose, small long nose, scissors, ordinary pliers, and then cable cutters. Oh, where's my good cable? There we go, cable cutters. So all them in one group on the pegboard. Allen keys, from the biggest to the smallest. That's a 10, 8, 6, 5, 4. Now we go down here. So we've got 2, 2.5, 3, 4. And then this one is handy. Always use this one. So I'll hang that somewhere up here next to the Allen keys because it's an Allen key. The torque wrench, mechanical torque wrench, and the bits. I'll put the bits up here. And we'll put the wrench underneath. I like these ones because they're tight. They don't wobble around like the other cheap ones. So they've got a double mounting. See, this double mounting there. So they go in pegboard here and also anchor itself in there. So they don't wobble loose. Lovely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Minus 1. Wouldn't you know it? There's one missing somewhere. Where is it? It could be a 10. Can't see it in there. Anyway, it'll turn up somewhere. Sockets up here. 15, 14, 13, 11, 12. That doesn't make sense. These two are around the wrong way. 12, 11, 10. Oh, so we got a 10. 9, 8. It's the 8 we're missing because there's a 7. So I'm missing an 8. Extensions. Can't remember where they go. So it goes there. I know that one goes there. Because that one goes there. That one, that's not right. It's all wobbly. Maybe that, no, because that's, I keep all these together. Maybe, no, that's tight as well. I don't know. I guess something will turn up. These sort of clippy things are handy too. I just put it in the pegboard with a Tek screw. For awkward tools like this, you can just go like that. Cone spanners, or let's put them somewhere down on the bottom here, along there. 19, 17, 15, 15, 15. Always have 2 cone spanners of each size at least. 2 14s, 13, 13. Got one left. 3 13s. So well, there you go. Cone spanners done. Bottom bracket tools. I use this bottom bracket press tool way more than I do these old tools. So I'll put the sort of easy height and the older style just up out the way. Now I could put this there, and I'm going to hang these things which go with your bottom bracket tool. If I hung them there, I'll get this out. It could get in the way. It's like a little bit. Don't want to knock things off. So we'll go up one more. Go up one more. Always allow room. Yeah, because there's 2 of them. That's better. Yeah. Just if I was any lower, I could knock that off or get in the way. Always allow some room for your tools. Don't clutter them too close together. This very handy bottom bracket. It's got 4 sizes on this one for your bottom bracket. 1, 2, and flip side 3, 4. So all for different bottom bracket. And then up there, near the bottom bracket press. This one, don't remember the video, it's a homemade bottom bracket bearing and cup puller. We'll hang that up the top, right up the top there, on an angle. Very handy tool when I get stuck somewhere. Very handy. Look up that video, how to make it yourself easy. That's a left-hand crank. Now this gigantic heavy bottom bracket headset pressing tool is a bit too heavy to put on the board and don't use it all that often. So we're going to put it in the drawer for the time being. The heavy tools. Spanners. Okay, so we've got large is 22, very rarely used. Normally it's a 17 down to 6. Now cleaning, oils, brushes and pokey tools. These are very handy, these ones. Various angles for poking and pricking things. I've got these baskets which I'll screw onto the pegboard, and that holds bits and pieces like this. Toothbrushes and brushes. That's a lot of toothbrushes, probably too many. I find these handy, especially this one here. Very handy. Brushes. And these fluffy, look like you want to throw these out, but they're very, very handy. Nice, soft, fluffy. Great for dusting things off, especially like if you've got bits of wax on your chainstay, on your chain, just dust it off without pressing hard on the wax, otherwise it will stick to your frame and that. These are cheap plasticky but very thin brushes, and the bristles are quite stiff. You might think, oh, what's the point of them? Very, very handy. I'll give you a hint, something to do with your cassette. Oh, press it on. And caps. The Stana team still going? I don't know. And more stuff. Helmets. Oh yeah. Water bottles. Handlebars. Guess what's in the Ultegra one? CO2 canisters. Yeah, you never know what you find around here. Another one. Another one. Pair of shoes I forgot about. Any ornaments you got, you can hang them up. That looks good. Toy bikes. So we've got tools there, and then stock there. So we've got a gap. I think we'll fill that in. Now I'll put some more shelving-y things here, but not as high, just one level. And these are very similar to the other shelving units over there, except I bought these from the hardware store about a couple of weeks before them, and they're on special for only $30 each. So I just grabbed one unit and put it together. Great. And I went back 2 weeks later and got some more, and they're all sold out, and they've got those ones in only. Typical. They don't fit that same size hole here, so I couldn't join them together or anything. I had to go and get a whole lot of those ones instead, and they were like $54 each. So beware with shelving units. Make sure when you buy them, and if you want to join them together, like these ones here, bang, 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 I bolt them together. Make sure that all the shelves are the same. Otherwise, like me, you'll get it wrong and they won't fit. It'll look hodgepodge. Plus, they're also black. See, they're a black and they're sort of a grey as well. So if you want like 3 or 4 of them, buy them all at once, rather than go back another week or two later, because you might not get them again. So anyway, so there's some ones, and then I just got some cheapy type felty carpet stuff, just put it on, tucked it in there, put it on there, so that looks nice as well. Looks like all one piece. So wheel sets that I've reviewed in videos down the bottom, and some frames up the top. Very often these wheel sets and frames get sold on to riders I know, so it's easy to keep track of how they're performing long term. Almost finished, but definitely good enough to start fixing bikes. So we come in here, the doorway, you got the old rim brake bike, gravel bike, then some frames, carbon wheel sets, more bikes, and then you've got the tool rack. So we've got the stand here, some carpet underneath, lined carpet, so that if you drop oils and that, it won't go through to the main carpet on the floor. They can be replaced anytime. Stand there, which is an ordinary cheapy stand, welded onto a plate. You can see it's welded there. It's still rusting, I should really clean that, but that's the rust. So that's nice and heavy, and you just stand on it. Nice and firm. Adjusts up and down, very, very high, not that you ever need it that high. So, no problem. And the tools all done, and sorted everything out yet. So like I said, you'll have your tools the way you want. I just set them up particularly how I like them, with lubes in one area and measurement things in one area. That sort of arrangement. Everyone's a little bit different with their tools. Oh, and brushes, because we wax our drivetrains now, don't we? No more oil, horrible, greasy, mucky, dirty drivetrains to deal with. So easy, dry wax, the way to go. The cheapy workbench, the nice trusty with drawers, all that sort of thing. That's nice. That costs money, that one, but they're worthwhile. They're really good. It's on casters too, so you can move it. Got a blank spot there, I don't know what to do with yet. And then all the rest of the cheapy shelving works really good. I had some more left over, so I just put that up. It's here, this little stand here. This when I was into music. It's a guitar stand. You stand your guitar on it, and it works really well. Holds wheels. So here we go. You might have a bigger space than I've got. I wish I had more space. I have a lounge suite, a big TV, so that when I'm fixing someone's bike and they want to wait for it, they can watch some cycling at the same time, have a coffee, whatever they want to do. So that'd be nice, but I don't have the space for that. I'll do for the time being, because I'll certainly start working on bikes. And I've got one bike coming at 11 o'clock this morning. It's the first bike to fix, so we're on our way. Pointy tools, very helpful for removing stubborn dirt and wax from tight spots, and also very useful for picking cables through internals like handlebars and frames. A disc brake rotor straightener for keeping rotors running true, and usually at the opposite end of that tool is a flat beveled head for pushing the caliper pistons in. That bottom bracket cups tool suits Holotech 2, BB90, FSA Mega Evo and BBR60. It's by Bikehand, who make great value for money tools. Every bicycle workshop must have a chain breaker. Even little ones do the job well. Cassette pliers, the luxury version of the chain whip. Both do the same job just fine. And a cassette lock ring removal tool. You can get them without a handle or with a handle. I have both, but I just can't find the one with a handle. It's gone missing at the moment. Removable chain link plier, very essential. Again, just a cheap brand of this tool will do just fine. Get yourself the best quality cable cutters that you can afford. I've had these Hosan ones for over 30 years and have never needed to sharpen them. You can see the plastic grip cover starting to split, but I reckon these cutters are going to last another 10 years. These Suntour cable cutters have got a crimper in the middle of them for fastening those aluminium cable ends. Mechanical torque wrench, 2 to 20 Newton meters is all you need. They usually come with a set of the most used hex and torque heads. Socket set with handles and an extension. Short handles is all you need. It's a bicycle bolt you're dealing with, not a motor car. Allen key set, medium quality will do. If you can afford top quality, go for it. Look for a precise squared off end, and 2 to 10 millimeters will do everything. And the wire Allen key tool, very handy, size 456. Every now and again a long straight Allen key is necessary, and these are just the thing. A needle nose grease gun, very good for getting into the tightest of places. You will need carbon grip paste for joints like seat posts and head stems on carbon fibre bikes. Various lubricants in syringes. This one in particular is handy because of its curved nozzle, it can get around the corners. And my favourite go-to grease is boating grease. You can use this in high moisture affected areas. Tyre levers. These Michelins used to be my favourite tyre levers, but now overtaken by these I found on AliExpress. Plastic coated but steel right at the tip, very rounded with a slight hook. Absolutely perfect, they work wonderful. The soft plastic protects the carbon fibre and the steel will lift off pretty much any tyre bead. Every now and again you run into a Torx head bolt on a bicycle, a cheap set like this will do just fine. Chain checker tool, a must for every workshop. Make sure your chain checker tool has the 0.5 mark on it. Some essential cleaning chemicals, isopropyl alcohol, wax and grease remover, acetone, degreaser, brake cleaner, spray lubricants like WD-40 and silicone, and good old 3-in-1 oil. I've got mine in a mustard bottle because the nozzle is really handy and seals well when you don't use it. A nice quality car polish brings your bicycle up looking new, and of course you're going to use rags and microfiber cloths. And of course no workshop can do without one, a bin, and I recommend a pedal lift lid. A good old floor pump, or even better, a cordless power pump with digital gauge and pressure automatic cut-off. It's super compact and you can get your tyres to the exact pressure every time. Now you might find this surprising, the good old pedal strap. It's great for supporting your forks when undoing the headset, keeping your front wheel straight, holding your handlebars, or when doing a brake caliper bleed, etc, etc, etc. Quick and easy. Various sticky tapes, especially black electrical tape. Super glue, I recommend using the correct adhesive, but super glue certainly does the job sometimes. And a sharp knife, and you're not going to get much sharper than this, a scalpel. Just be very careful. On occasions you need to do a little bit of filing or deburring. This nice little tidy pack of files has flat, round, square, triangular, half round and quite a few more. Your local hardware store should sell packs like this for around $10 to $15. Someone was throwing this little stool out on the curbside, so I took it and gave it a new home. It has no back on it, it swivels, it goes up and down, is on casters, and it's very stable. Hopefully you're all waxing your chains by now. This unit has a variable timer and variable thermostat, so you can set and forget. An ultrasonic cleaner, not really necessary, but they are good at cleaning parts with hard to get at crevices. A fork steerer cutting guide, a little bit more of an advanced tool, and your hacksaw blade should preferably be 32 teeth per inch. Hydro brake bleed kits. These could also be considered advanced tools as well. Not everybody has the patience to get their brakes just right. One kit for Shimano mineral oil and the other kit for SRAM dot fluid. And if you're having anything to do with hydraulic brakes, you'll need the fluids, mineral oil or dot fluid. On to some more advanced tools. This first kit is a bearing press and wheel stick tool. You can check out how to make these tools in the videos under my DIY projects. And this kit is a blind bearing puller. Various taps used for cleaning and cutting threads. Please only use taps when you know what you're doing. Bottom bracket bearing press. This is not an advanced tool, fairly easy to use to press bearings in. Quite often you'll find it's harder to pull bearings out than to put them in. And this is a bearing and cup puller. It's homemade, so if you want to make your own, you can look at the DIY video on that too. Truing stands. In my experience, the heavier, the stronger, the better. This is the Park TS 2.2, a good all-rounder for most wheels that you're going to encounter. And this is a wheel measuring stand. Totally unnecessary unless it's for R&D or comparing and checking high-end wheel builds. And no wheel builder would be without a dishing tool. And while we're into measuring tools, digital torque wrench, digital chain checker, a digital caliper, all not necessary for the basic workshop. A rear derailleur hanger alignment tool. I'd recommend one even for the basic workshop. If you just can't seem to get your rear gears aligned correctly, a bent hanger may be the reason. And I thought I'd throw this tool in. If you know what it's for, you've been watching my previous videos well. And one more tool you might not know. If you can guess what it's for, you win yourself a prize, a free Pinarello F12. Just kidding. However, you can use this tool on the Pinarello F12. A must-have for any workshop, the bike work stand. Even cheap portable stands do well, but if you can get rid of any protruding legs and if it has a strong solid jaw, that would be perfect. Bike storage stands. I'd advise not drilling holes in the walls, but it's your house. This stand touches the rear wall in only one spot, and you can put a soft pad on the stand at that point. The arms are adjustable height, and the stand can be dismantled in less than 60 seconds. Storage drawers, cheap to buy, keeps parts easy to find and away from dust, and adds good aesthetics to your workshop. P.S. Label your drawers, it really helps. Have an area where you can use degreasers, cleaners and for washing bikes. Outside is good. A vise, almost any old vise, will be put to use in bike maintenance. Fix it to a sturdy bench. Well, there you go. Hopefully you got some handy hints from this video about setting up your own workshop if you haven't already. It's very easy. You don't have to invest a lot of money. Of course, the most expensive part of your workshop is not the setup, it's the tools themselves. Depending on how deep you want to go with your bike maintenance, some bike tools can be quite expensive, but the basics to start off are not that expensive. You can get them quite cheap. So to set it all up, doesn't have to be expensive, the shelving and the benches and the pegboard and all the bits that go with it. However, if you want to, the world's your oyster. You can go as far as you want, of course. Well, I've got to get on with more important things, and that is to catch the bunch for the ride this morning. See you around.